What is up, y'all? Welcome back to my video. Hope you guys are all having a great day. So I'm going to be making a video that I know is going to piss off a lot of yous, but at the end of the day, this is just my opinion. And if politics is what defines you and my political views piss you off so much that you feel the need to unsubscribe from me, I feel bad for you and I think you need help. But yeah. Now, I want to make this clear. I'm biased, okay? So is everyone else on this earth. It's human nature, okay, to be biased. And I want to make it clear that I'm not on any political side. To be honest, I think both are in a really messed up state right now. But I think anyone that still supports Trump is crazy. So let's talk about it. It's going to be a longer video, probably about 10-15 minutes, but I just want to speak the truth. And whether you like that or not, whether you're too scared to face the truth about the terrible lying man that Trump is, that's on you, okay? Now let me make this clear. I by no means support Joe Biden 100%. I don't think that he's a great president. He's done some bad things. I don't like the inflation, the shortages. I don't think that gas prices are 100% his fault. No, I think he should have done better. Yes, but he tried to make it better and now our gas prices are down. Here's the thing, okay? Trump made a deal with Saudi Arabia, all right? That basically meant that they would cut oil production in half because during the pandemic, no one was really going anywhere. So, and now we're back to normal. So more people need gas. And as a result of that, now gas was becoming, or about a year ago, gas was a shortage. And oil companies, now there's no gas shortage. And when gas prices were at the highest they were this summer, it was not because there was a shortage of fuel. It's because these companies wanted to make more money. And Biden, thank God, made it a deal with Saudi Arabia. He did it a little bit too late, but I still think that it's better than nothing. Yeah, I think our food prices right now and our shortages are absolutely ridiculous, but it's not all 100% Biden's fault, okay? It's not good, and I think he needs to do more about it, but at the end of the day, it's not, 100% his fault, so don't blame it solely on one person when there's like 7 billion people in this world. But here's the thing, though. I'm not saying all Republicans are bad. I believe in a lot of what the Republican Party thinks about hard work, believing in God and country and being patriotic. I believe in that 100%. But also, it seems like the Republican Party is so polarized by Donald Trump, it seems like. And it's majority of the people who are so, control, like almost brainwashed by Donald Trump are mostly uneducated, poorly educated people. Who don't know anything about politics but believe anything this man says or anything they hear on QAnon. And so that's these people. These people are crazy. They have been completely brainwashed. If you do not believe exactly what they believe in, you are viewed as a radical left person. I'm not radical left at all, but these people, if you do not believe exactly what they believe in, you're viewed as a radical leftist elite, which is not true at all. In fact, the reality is that they're more radical than anyone else in this country. So, yeah. But let's talk about this. So, good things Biden's done. Look at the infrastructure bill, okay? This is improving our roads and our public transportation, which is needed, okay? There is currently a project going on that Trump did not want to happen. He did not like it. Biden finally approves it. It's called the Gateway Project. This project is supposed to improve the drawbridge that gets you into Penn Station, as well as the tunnels that get you into Penn Station in New York. This bill is going to and the fact that it got approved is amazing. These tunnels and bridges are over 100 years old and need to be renovated. The fact that a swinging open drawbridge that gets swung open all the time and causes major delays is being worked on is good. But the fact that it's been here for so long at the largest transportation hub in our country is terrible. And Donald Trump doesn't really support the infrastructure bill at all. He doesn't believe that our country he doesn't believe in global warming. He doesn't think that more public transportation is going to help. Public transportation is honestly in the future the way to go. There's too many cars on the road. That's just my opinion. I mean, that's causing a lot of pollution. Transit systems like the MTA and other transportation systems are going more towards electric buses and electric trains, which is really, really important right now, considering climate change. And a lot of these QAnon people, they don't believe in climate change. It's happening, people. There were major droughts all over the world. There's wildfires in California. It didn't rain once in New Jersey over the summer. Maybe like twice it did in 2 months. Meanwhile, and there were major droughts in China. And right next to China is Pakistan, where they were experiencing the worst floods. The fact that it was like 100 degrees in the UK, I'm sorry, but if you don't believe in climate change, you're part of the problem. The next thing I want to talk about, honestly, and this is a big problem, is the people who support Trump believe that helping out the poor is a bad thing. And I get it. I think Biden did not do good with the unemployment. Way too many people were taking advantage of the COVID benefits. Way too many people. Everyone was quitting their jobs. That was an issue, obviously. But at the same time, you got to help poor people out. The fact of the matter is that the minimum wage in this country nationally is $7.50. If you are making minimum wage and you're not like some high school kid, you are living in poverty. It needs to be raised nationally to, I think, about $12 an hour. But of course, it should be more in places like San Francisco. It should be like $25 an hour. You know how expensive California is? But I think in places like Mississippi or, you know, like Alabama where it's cheaper, I think a $12 minimum wage would be acceptable. Just $7.50 is simply not enough. And these people want tax breaks for the rich. Rich people should not be paying a lot of taxes. Yet poor and middle class people should be paying more. What sense does that make? It's ridiculous if you ask me. And these people, and then Trump lies. Trump lies a lot. He says that I have done more for the African American community than any other president with the exception of Abraham. No, you didn't. You have not done anything for blacks or Hispanics, and you know it. Hispanic, like, look at the way the Mexicans are at the border. A lot of that was Obama's fault because he did deport a lot of immigrants. So I'm not blaming this 100% on Trump. But the reality is Trump does not like Hispanics at all. He's totally against Hispanics. But a lot of Hispanics like him because he thinks that the ones that are hopping the border are going to take their jobs, which, you know, you can't blame them for that. I mean, they got to make money, you know. But that's where there's a problem. Him wanting to build a wall. And the Republicans' excuse is that Mexicans are bringing drugs and guns into our country and fentanyl and cocaine. No, they're not. Some of them are, but they're not crossing the border doing that. No, they're going through their like little cartel tunnels. And most of them are people who are from poor regions in rural Mexico or wherever else in Latin America that need to come to America for a better life. Yet they wind up with their like 5 kids on buses or in like camps where they're treated like absolute crap. That's unacceptable. And Trump doesn't think that's a problem. Biden stopping the border wall is not a bad thing. I don't think the border wall is necessary. I think that just more security would be a better idea. The wall is not a good idea. He said that Mexicans could. Meanwhile, Mexicans were climbing the border, you know, while he was president. They were hopping over that stuff. It wasn't good enough. So for people to think that, you know, it just seems wrong to me. Next thing I want to talk about is the insurrection. So insurrection, January 6th, when all those crazy Trump supporters broke into the frickin' White House. I'm sorry, but they're brainwashed by him. He literally said in his speech, and you will listen to it on the internet, we're going to go march by the White House or the Capitol building. I think it was Capitol building, not White House. And we're going to fight. He instigated these people straight up. These people are brainwashed by Donald Trump. Reality. And hey, before you comment the whole George Floyd riots, I understand that. That's effed up. And that makes the black community look really bad. That's terrible. Like, that was terrible. If not worse than what the insurrection was. But reality is they're both bad. Both parties right now in this country are so polarized that they feel the need to riot to get their points across, which is not going to work. It's not. Politicians don't give a rat's ass about anybody. And we should know that. Donald Trump doesn't give a rat's ass about any of his supporters. He claims he will, but no. This man doesn't care about anybody himself. 95% of the words that come out of Donald Trump's mouth are lies. Right? Exactly. So, and I don't think the Democrats have black people's backs. I don't think so. Perfect example is Baltimore. The west side of Baltimore, or West End Baltimore, looks like a war zone. And it's like almost 100% black. And crime and poverty and drugs are out of control in that section of Baltimore. Baltimore's been run by Democrats for years. And they're not doing a lot about it. They don't have the black people's back. No, they say they do, but they don't. And again, this is... I think more about, it's not only just a rant about Donald Trump. I think it's more so a rant about our political system in general and how corrupt it is, you know? America's one of the most corrupt countries in the world. They don't want to admit it, but we are. I mean, we're not as bad as, like, Haiti or, you know, like, somewhere like Russia. But here, Donald Trump's approval ratings have dropped to 34%. Biden's are in the 40s. That's still bad, okay? But like I don't approve of Biden, but I think he's hell of a lot better. Look at what he's doing with the railroad workers. He's trying to increase, I believe he's trying to increase the wages for railroad employees, which the Republicans don't want. They don't want the railroad employees to live a comfortable life. And as somebody who's a train enthusiast, I think this is great that Biden's doing this. Biden has a lot more respect for railroad workers than Trump does any day. Biden is encouraging the use of public transportation and less, you know, gas and carbon emissions, which Republicans don't believe in. Do you know how much... Here's the thing, though. People will make the argument that, yeah, I mean, it's... People will make the argument that it doesn't matter anymore. It's too late. But here's the thing, though. It's going to get much worse if we don't do something about it now. And he approved the bill that would make 50% by 2025 or something like that, make like more than half of our emissions greenhouse gas, which is really important. Okay? Chemical gas is getting people sick. Just look at how a lot of coal miners died really young because the air they were taking, their lungs, it was not good for their health. Greenhouse gas and stuff and electricity is so much, and solar energy is so much better than what was going on in the past. I mean, look at the area by Newark Airport in New Jersey. That whole area of the turnpike smells terrible, looks terrible. Like the skies there are just so much more gray than they are anywhere else in New Jersey, and it's disgusting. That would not be the case if there were greenhouse gases, okay? And, you know, the thing is like, Biden took the Amtrak every single day when he was younger to get from Wilmington, Delaware to Washington, D.C. He would take the Amtrak. So he has far more respect for the railroad employees and people who work in the railroad industry than Trump does. Trump doesn't care about them. Not at all. Last thing I want to talk about, or two more things I want to talk about, is FBI raiding Donald Trump's house in Mar-a-Lago. And people still defending him. He's stolen documents from the White House, and he lied about how many documents he had. He was hiding them like in his closets and like under his bed and stuff like that. Bro, come on. I mean, you know you're gonna get caught, so just... And yeah, the FBI catches his ass red-handed, but because he is a extremely wealthy white male, he is not gonna go to jail for it, even though he should. Donald Trump should be locked up. He's a criminal. Yet people don't really want to admit that. So, yeah, that's just... It seems like crazy to me that anyone can still support a man who's a liar. What he did there is the definition of lying. He is claiming that there were only so many documents he took from the White House. Meanwhile, he took a hell of a lot more than he said he did. And, I mean, it's not anything new. I always hear about, oh, the FBI found this and this. I don't really care. Trump's not going to run in 2024. I hate to break it to y'all, but... And if he does, he damn sure ain't going to win. Hell no, he's not. I'd rather have Ron DeSantis, which is he's already kind of a douche, but at least he thanked Joe Biden for his quick response for help during Hurricane Ian. That's very important. And at least he's acknowledging that Biden is not some evil, terrible person that all the Republicans think he is. I'm not defending him. I'm not saying he's a good president. That never came out of my mouth. But he's not terrible. He's not as bad as everyone thinks he is. He's doing a hell of a lot more for this country than I think Donald Trump did. And that's just facts. And then the last thing I want to talk about is racism in the Republican Party, specifically Trump supporters. If you go to they actually have stands and stores where you can actually buy Trump merch, like Trump hats, Trump masks, hats, whatever. And the funny part about this is they sell Confederate flags in those stores too. And the Republicans are the ones that do not want Confederate statues removed. I get it. They're our history. Our history is extremely important, and history is depressing. So I don't really support all the Confederate statues or stuff like that being removed. But that also represents slavery in a way. And I think that if you go to a place, I'm not saying that the South is more racist than the North. That's not the case. Reality is racism's everywhere. And I think that majority of Americans are not racist, even in states like Alabama and Mississippi. But I bet if you go to a majority white town in a rural part of Alabama and you go to an antique store, you're going to find such racist things related to slavery. You're going to find Confederate stuff. You're going to find, I've actually seen documentaries about this woman, and I think it was in Virginia, in a rural part of Virginia. She lives in a majority white town called, I think it was Rocky Mount, Virginia, and she's trying to fight for change. The people in this town, majority Trump supporters, are totally against black people. For example, she was kind of protesting, I guess, against this antique shop that had pictures of I guess black women dressed up as slaves eating watermelon, and it was, I think, $20. So she bought the thing from this person at the antique shop, and she broke it in front of her face. While she was doing that, a dude drove right by her and said, "Vote for Trump." He was instigating her because he knows that the black community does not support Trump. The black community never did, okay? You'll find Kanye West. Kanye West ain't even black, bro. He is black, on the outside, but he's as white as snow on the inside. He's crazy, Kanye West. He's out of his damn mind. No disrespect, though. I love his music. His music is some of the best rap to ever come out. But yeah, he's crazy. I'll be the first one to admit it. He's crazy. These people do Black Lives Matter protests in places like Harrison, Arkansas, which is not too far away from where the KKK is located. And the locals there flipped out. All white Trump supporters, by the way. They were saying, all lives matter. Yeah, I get it. I personally am not 100% supporting Black Lives Matter because at the end of the day, there's still so many black on black murders in this country. So, the Black Lives Matter movement is not the best, but at the same time, a lot of these people will be like, white lives matter, or somebody will shout from the window, no, they don't. All white Trump supporters, okay? And if you do not think that there's racism in the Republican Party, or specifically Trump supporters, you out your damn mind. I'm sorry, but it's just a fact. These people are extremely, the people who are in the QAnon conspiracy theorists, the racists, they are the most ignorant people in America. They are extremely ignorant. Ignorant doesn't mean that you're stupid. Ignorant just means that you're poorly educated or have very little knowledge about something. These people are extremely ignorant about the black community. I'll say I am because I'm white. If you're white, chances are you're ignorant about the black community. You don't know a lot about it. And that's true. But I still have it in me to understand, the way they've been mistreated. Same thing goes with Hispanics or almost any other race for that matter. So, yeah. I was just trying to get my point across about why I don't support Donald Trump at all and why I think that he's a terrible person who I don't even want to get into how much I hate him. And if this video has not changed your opinion, it probably won't. If you are a Trump supporter or a QAnon conspiracy theorist, I'm sure you'll come at me in the comments being like, oh, you're a radical leftist elite. You're an idiot. Yeah, okay. You're just ignorant. you can't face the facts. That's reality. You don't know what it's like for other people. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to finish today's video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and God bless to all you guys.